Hi, if you're like me, you know that A Very British Coupe 1988 is one of the best TV series of all time. So today, I thought it would be fun to pull up a chair by the campfire and rewatch the sitcom with the entire cast of then and now. I will tell you about the original names and ages of the actors and how they've changed in 2024. Okay, let's see. Wainwright is played by actor Geoffrey Beavers. In 1988, when he was in the series, he was 47 years old, and now is living out at 82.
Power for advertising,
and these plans exist on the ground?
Of course they do.
Not just on paper?
And if it goes into a third week, it will be short time working in the factory.
A 3-day week?
Come back at
times, I hear. Most doctors are a bit bonkers. That's part of the job description, isn't it?
I think, like Tom used to say, he very much played himself when he was the doctor.
Yeah.
Marcus Morgan is played by actor Shane Rimmer. In 1988, when he was in the series, he was 59 years old, and sadly on March 29, 2019, he passed away at 89 in Barnet, London, England.
Neutrality equals hostility. Isn't that a peculiar use of the language?
Don't misunderstand me. Now, your industry is in a shambles.
Whoever did whatever in the Thunderbird situation was the best.
Feason is played by actor Philip Maydock. In 1988, when he was in the series, he was 54 years old, and sadly on March 5, 2012, he passed away 77 in Northwood, London, England.
Would you like a cup of coffee?
Please. 2 sweeteners.
You know so much about the history of Doctor Who, and then suddenly they know far more than I will ever know. But it's informative conversation.
Tweet is played by actor Oliver Ford Davies. In 1988, when he was in the series, he was 49 years old, and now is living out at 84.
And you must tell us what you know.
Well, there seems to be a woman in his life.
Name?
Helen.
So I did get used to that, yeah. Which is very relaxing, finally, to do an average of 30 takes, yeah.
Phineas is played by actor Tim McInnerny. In 1988, when he was in the series, he was 32 years old, and now is living out at 67.
You don't mind if I eat between cigars, do you?
Bad for your health.
Towards countering any sort of silly suggestions that the show in any way was making light of the human tragedy?
Yes, I do. I mean, there was always...
Helen is played by actress Kika Markham. In 1988, when she was in the series, she was 48 years old, and now she's living out at 84.
I have grounds for believing that you and your husband supplied Harry Perkins with information about dealings in the city over the 2-year period prior to the election.
Different aisles, and Jack was buying his stuff, and I was saying, do you think would you be buying? And Jack was going, yes, I would be buying this stuff. That's what I would be buying. And I would go, oh.
Thompson is played by actor Keith Allen. In 1988, when he was in the series, he was 35 years old, and now is living out at 70.
But you sent me a flower.
To Downing Street after the election, I remember.
Is it genuinely makes you appreciate food, and it makes you appreciate, you know, I'm not giving too much away when I say I struggled with presentation.
Harry Perkins is played by actor Ray McAnally. In 1988, when he was in the series, he was 62 years old, and sadly on June 15, 1989, he passed away 63 in County Wicklow, Ireland.
I'm a fool. If it is simple-minded and foolish to feel revulsion.
Brown is played by actor Alan McNaughton. In 1988, when he was in the series, he was 68 years old, and sadly on August 29, 2002, he passed away at 82 in London, England.
Have maintained files upon you and other members of your cabinet.
I appreciate your honesty. I would like to see those files.
Cook is played by actress Marjorie Yates. In 1988, when she was in the series, she was 47 years old, and now she's living out at 82.
I imagine this will apply particularly at the Treasury.
I'm well acquainted with all the pertinent answers.
You do better with pertinent questions.
I'm sure you'll all cope admirably.
Inspector Page is played by actor Bernard Kay. In 1988, when he was in the series, he was 60 years old, and sadly on December 25, 2014, he passed away at 86 in London, England.
No political views.
But you cast your vote at election time.
Yes.
Not for me, I bet.
It's a secret ballot, sir.
President is played by actor Philip O'Brien. In 1988, when he was in the series, he was 61 years old, and sadly on January 9, 1999, he passed away 71 in London, UK.
Flush.
We had the full media campaign.
What was all that stuff about a football match?
Oh, when I was over there,
Alfred is played by actor Jeremy Young. In 1988, when he was in the series, he was 54 years old, and sadly on April 9, 2022, he passed away at 87 in Twickenham, Middlesex, England.
Its effective life is between 4 and 10 years. Then it has to be transported to the Royal Ordnance Factory, Burford, for renewal. The simplest way.
Who is your favorite character in the TV series A Very British Coup? And what do you think when some actors have passed away? Leave your comments below this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell to wait for my next videos. Thank you and see you again.